Billie Eilish's Happier Than Ever album is not just a turning point in the music world, it is also a silent record of a young woman's first major heartbreak. The album reflects Billie's emotional journey and the disappointment she experienced in her relationships, offering listeners what feels like a personal diary. Each track processes different aspects of her broken heart, including feelings of anger and sadness. When a listener opens the album, they are invited not only to the melodies but also to Billie's inner world. The first major heartbreak begins with the end of a youthful romance and adds a profound melancholy to Billie's music. This experience recurs throughout the album as a central theme, felt not only in the lyrics but also in the melodic structures. By transforming this heartbreak into song lyrics, Billie gives the audience a chance to connect with and understand their own emotional experiences. The songs in the album reveal both the vulnerability and strength of a young woman. As listeners hear Billie's disappointment, they simultaneously witness her growing stronger from the emotional experience. This transforms the album from merely a musical work into an emotional journey. Ultimately, Happier Than Ever is an album where Billie turns her first major heartbreak into a tool for confrontation and self-expression. It highlights the young artist's emotional maturity and her ability to weave personal experiences seamlessly into her music. Hidden meanings and the theme of revenge in the lyrics. Many songs on the Happier Than Ever album may seem like simple love stories on the surface, but beneath them lies a powerful theme of revenge and personal reckoning. Billie Eilish crafts her lyrics to channel anger and disappointment toward a former lover, making each line feel like a suppressed scream. This allows listeners to grasp not only the narrative but also the intensity of the emotions behind it. For instance, the title track, Happier Than Ever, directly conveys the anger and heartbreak of someone ending a relationship. In the second half of the song, the vocal escalation creates an effect akin to a burst of suppressed fury. This approach highlights Billie's ability to merge her personal feelings with her artistic expression. Lyric analysis is crucial to understanding the psychological motivations and the theme of revenge woven throughout the album. Listeners perceive more than just a love story. They also witness traces of an internal confrontation. Billie's words, at times tender and at other times merciless, convey a spectrum of emotions, allowing each listener to extract their own meaning. Furthermore, these songs present revenge not merely as an emotional reaction, but as a tool for empowerment and self-expression. By transforming her pain into art, Billie heals herself and offers emotional guidance to her audience. In this sense, the album exemplifies how anger and disappointment can be expressed constructively. The echo of personal stories in the album Billie Eilish's Happier Than Ever album stands out as a space where personal experiences merge seamlessly with music. Family, friends, and especially romantic relationships form the foundation of each track. This section helps us understand how Billie transforms memories and personal traumas into songs. Listeners hear not just the melodies but also the echoes of Billie's inner world in every track. In some songs, messages directed at former lovers are not explicitly stated. Instead, they are hidden through lyrical clues. By piecing together these hints, listeners can map out Billie's emotional landscape. This transforms the album from a simple listening experience into a sort of detective game. Each listener trying to unravel a secret within the lyrics connects more deeply with Billie's emotional universe. The album narrates a young woman's growing pains and her first major heartbreaks in relationships. Billie conveys her story with intimacy, while offering listeners space to reflect on their own broken hearts. This approach turns the album into a bridge between personal experience and collective reflection, making it both relatable and deeply moving. Finally, personal stories in the album carry not only individual narratives but also universal messages. Every listener finds fragments of their own feelings in the songs, allowing Billie's experiences to resonate in their own lives. This transforms the album from merely a musical collection into an emotional guide. Melodic reflections of anger and heartbreak. In the Happier Than Ever album, anger and heartbreak are felt not only in the lyrics, but also powerfully in the melodies. Billie Eilish's vocal transitions, moving from soft, melancholic tones to sudden and intense bursts, give listeners the sensation of an internal storm. This transforms the album from a standard listening experience into an emotional journey. The melodic structures in the album are deliberately designed to enhance emotional intensity. Piano chords, minimal instrumentation, and moments of silence highlight the dramatic impact of the lyrics. Billie's vocal inflections allow listeners to physically feel the vulnerability and anger embedded in the songs. Particularly from the middle to the end of the album, listeners experience the escalation of the artist's suppressed anger. It feels as if one is witnessing the eruption of the darkest emotions of the heart. Anger and heartbreak serve as dramatic elements within the melodic progression, amplifying the song's impact on the audience. Ultimately, the melodic arrangements convey Billie's emotional conflict and the storm of a broken heart to the listener. Anger and heartbreak are expressed not only through words but also through music, giving the album depth and intensity. Strategies of revenge and self-expression in the Happier Than Ever album, anger and disappointment, are expressed strategically. Billie Eilish does not confront her emotions through direct blame. Instead, she creates a subtle yet powerful sense of revenge through her lyrics and vocal tones. This approach demonstrates the young artist's emotional intelligence and artistic maturity. Listeners follow not just a story, but Billie's own internal journey in each song. The theme of revenge emerges as a form of empowerment and self-expression throughout the album. Billie transforms her heartbreak and disappointment into melodies, healing herself while offering emotional guidance to her audience. Listeners relate the anger in the songs to their own experiences, forming a deep emotional connection. Furthermore, the revenge strategies within the album reveal the artist's maturation and emotional awareness. Listeners see that anger is not merely destructive. It can be transformed into creative energy. Billie's songs exemplify how feelings of anger and disappointment can be expressed constructively. Ultimately, Happier Than Ever strikes a delicate balance between revenge and self-expression. While Billie openly shares her emotions, she also invites listeners to explore their own emotional experiences. The album showcases a young artist's ability to transform personal heartbreak into art. The cultural and social impact of the album Happier Than Ever goes beyond being merely a music album, creating a profound cultural impact on younger generations. Billie Eilish's candidness and sincere expressions empower listeners to explore and articulate their own emotions. The album particularly helps young audiences navigate complex feelings, such as love, heartbreak, and anger. Social media and digital platforms have encouraged fans to share their experiences and personal stories inspired by the songs. This transforms the album from just a listening experience into a community and a shared emotional space. Through her songs, Billie allows young people to openly express vulnerability. Furthermore, the album has set a new cultural standard in popular music. As authenticity and emotional openness gain value in pop culture, Billie Eilish has become one of its key symbols. Listeners find pieces of themselves in the songs and connect with the artist's emotional honesty. Ultimately, Happier Than Ever offers not only a personal experience, but also a societal resonance. The album helps young people understand and articulate their emotional journeys while showcasing music's power to create cultural and social bonds. The silent connections built with the listener. The Happier Than Ever album establishes a silent yet powerful connection between Billie Eilish and her listeners. In the songs, the audience not only follows the melodies, but also witnesses Billie's emotional journey. This connection is one of the key reasons the album is impactful and memorable. Listeners relate the vulnerability and anger in the lyrics to their own experiences. Each track allows personal experiences to become universal. Listeners see fragments of their own feelings in the songs, realizing they are not alone. Billie's music transforms an individual heartbreak into a collective experience, making the album more meaningful and emotionally resonant. The vocal inflections, melodic transitions, and emotional intensity of the lyrics work together to deepen the bond with the audience. Listeners feel Billie's heartbreak, anger, and disappointment as if they were their own. This amplifies the authenticity and emotional power of the album. Ultimately, Happier Than Ever becomes more than just a music album for young listeners. It is an emotional guide and a therapeutic tool. By sharing her own heartbreak, Billie offers listeners an opportunity to explore and understand their own emotional journeys. A meaningful reckoning at the end of the album Happier Than Ever is a journey in which a young woman expresses her heartbreak, anger, and disappointment with sincerity. By the end of the album, these intense emotions transform into a sense of acceptance and liberation. Billie does not just tell a story, she provides an opportunity for emotional release and self-expression. The themes of revenge and anger throughout the album ultimately evolve into acceptance and empowerment. Listeners feel Billie's heartbreak and disappointment in each song, while also observing how she gains strength from these experiences. This transforms the album from a manifesto of revenge into a story of healing and self-discovery. The album serves as both solace and a source of strength for broken hearts. Listeners see their own emotional experiences reflected in the songs, realizing they are not alone. Billie's music offers an opportunity to empathize and to transform one's own heartbreak into creative energy. Ultimately, Happier Than Ever demonstrates that heartbreak and anger are not only destructive but can also be transformative and creative forces. With this album, Billie Eilish reveals her ability to heal both herself and her listeners, proving that music can serve as a powerful tool for emotional therapy. Happier Than Ever is more than a story of a young woman expressing her heartbreak and anger. It is a tale of transforming them into creative energy. With this album, Billie Eilish illuminates both her own inner world and the emotions of her listeners. The album is more than just melodies and lyrics. It is a manifesto of healing, reckoning, and empowerment. Listeners find themselves in every song and realize they are not alone. In the end, Happier Than Ever turns heartbreak into a beginning rather than an ending, and presents anger not as a burden but as a transformative force.